What's up, everyone? It is Jason Jani, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be giving you some insight and perspective on a new piece of gear that I've incorporated into my setups that has completely shifted the way I think about equipment. The Wolfmix WMX1, also released by ADJ. Now, this is a collaborative partnership between American DJ Equipment and Wolfmix, because this thing was originally made by the Wolfmix in Europe and was brought to the States by American DJ, the manufacturer. And I bought this thing because I had seen a number of videos online. I had seen some people talking about it. So I thought, hey, this would be a great thing to maybe review here on the channel in hopes of helping out the community with some easy to use lighting control equipment. I've been a longtime supporter of all software-based lighting control from a computer, attached to a dongle, attached to a wireless transmitter, and then out to my fixtures around a room. I never really thought equipment like this really had value to someone like myself and the larger productions that I personally do, in performance, as well as with us at SCE Event Group, where everything has to be 100% on the excellence level every time we go out. My shows are super, super dynamic, and they also are very, very granular. And I just kind of felt that leading up to this equipment purchase, that all the gear like this was nothing but a joke. I literally thought it wasn't legit. And I'll be honest with you, I think there's a lot of competitors to this unit on the market that just fall short of what I could comfortably use at an event and do what I need to do for the shows and the events that I produce. That's really honest talk. And I bought this thing because I had seen some good buzz about it. So I thought, hey, it would be a great thing to review in hopes of helping people here on the channel. After using it myself, I was completely mind blown on how incredibly dope this unit is. Last weekend, I had taken it out and used it in place of my Show Express shows and equipment that I have been using in my setup now for a number of years. This WMX1 unit has completely blown my mind. This is something that will be a staple in my shows moving forward for all lighting control, because it allows you to do some incredibly cool thing. Now, I have to say this up front before I go into this whole equipment thing, is that this is not an endorsed video. I am not getting a penny from anyone at Wolfmix or ADJ, I want to say, in getting this thing here on the channel. This is a personal review based on my personal experience, and a very, very positive one at that, especially because I'm someone that hated this kind of stuff. I thought this was almost like a hack, and not in a good way. I thought it just never really worked at a production level. And this piece of gear has blown my mind, and it will, again, be something that I use all the time. Now, I'm not going to go through all the specs. I want to go through some things that I think make this very attractive for me and for us at SCE, for our events that are primarily in the private event space, weddings, corporate, larger production events with pro level fixtures, also with kind of basic level fixtures, just uplights and stuff like that. We do a big assortment of events, and we use a ton of different equipment. I got to use this equipment with Chauvet Maverick Force S spots. I've used this now with Chauvet 140 SRs, with two different types of Chinese imported uplights, and with Astera AX1s. And I have to say this once again, this piece of equipment has totally blown my mind. So I just set it up. I just got the Easy View 3D visualizer to work on my computer, and then I zeroed it all out because tonight I'm excited. I'm going back to my office where I'm going to reprogram my shows after using it for a full weekend and spending 3 hours programming. I want to start at zero, redo a number of things, and really set myself and this controller and my events up for success. So I want to talk about a few reasons of why I think this thing is totally legit, and why I think any DJ that's in search of really cool, easy to use, and active lighting control would benefit from this controller. First and foremost, you don't need a computer to use this. This machine right here keeps all of the shows, the programs, the DMX universes, the equipment, the fixtures, all of the different parameters are stored internally to this unit. This unit has the ability to do, over 15,000 plus fixtures from what I understand. And you could store over 3,500 of them just on this controller. No one needs that. But chances are, if you use a piece of gear, even if it's a knockoff piece of gear that's imported, you can either find a usable DMX profile that's already been built, or this controller allows you to build it yourself. It allows you to have 6 different projects, and projects are essentially like light shows. So you can set things up for specific locations or specific setups right here in this unit. It allows you to do a lot. It comes kind of standard one universe, but allows you to add on 3 additional universes. I'm using it using WDMX beyond rock solid. I mean, like mind bending rock solid for me this past weekend. You can actually put your fixtures into different groups. There's 8 groups and you put a number of fixtures in each group. And again, you can have 6 total projects, which I think is really cool. I probably will have 1 project just for uplights. I probably will have another project for larger shows. And then I'll probably have 1 project just for like Esteras and like more like accent or atmosphere style lights and shows and programs. Because sometimes people are just having 8 tube lights or 16 tube lights with their show. And I think this would be really cool to do it. Essentially allows you to operate your lighting without being attached to a computer. Why I think this is something that a lot of people should consider potentially investing in is because it really makes things easy. Once you figure out programming sequence, being like using presets, defining what you can with the easy to use call out macros, then you can actually take your presets to the next level. And again, there's 20 different presets on each page. You could do a number of pages. I think there's 8 different pages, giving you like 400 different predefined presets on this without having to do anything else. In addition to that, you can use the live editor and you can actually add like another layer on top of your existing preset to further define or enhance the experience. Things like prisms or advanced gobo rolls or scrolls or things that are outside of just the normal color effects, move effects, beam effects, color positioning, and gobo options. Allows you a lot. Now, I'm using the Maverick Force S spots, and these are 29 channel DMX lights. They are super bright, super intelligent, and they have a lot going on. And I was able to maximize all 29 channels with this freaking controller, and I just think it's insane. You have control over the colors and the layout and how things essentially work. You can use different types of predefined macros that are in here. You know, one thing that when I first kind of got on this and I started programming, I was like, I can't get my lights to line up perfectly because they were going beyond where I wanted them to go. I didn't have the right control. Then I found out you could even isolate your fixtures and the movements by defining almost like a defined area on the X and Y axis within your DMX profiles, which allow you to essentially have total control over where and what the lights can do. And I just think that that's insane. Like I was able to kind of frame out for my movers, rather than going like 540 or 360, I was able to define essentially a 180 degree span in front of me and floor to essentially right over top of me in terms of ability to move. And that allowed me to make my shows super dialed in and some really, really cool things. So you've got some color effects, which is essentially all colors. And you can do a lot of different programs in terms of single colors, multicolors, different patterns, a lot of macros. You have a number of different effects in here as well. Things that allow you to kind of pulse the lights or strobe the lights or make them kind of arc or rainbow into one another. I mean, there's some really, really cool stuff, sparkles and more intense sparkles. And you have complete control over the intensity, the speed, the phasing, and a number of other features of your lights from your color effects button. In addition to that, you've got move effects, and that is macro style move adjustments of your actual fixtures. It allows you to do things like up and down or side to side tilts, and you can define those in terms of area by where they're going. Are they staying on the floor? Are they going mid? Are they going all the way up to the ceiling? And you can just do some really, really cool stuff. The move effects side of this controller, you can control the speed, you can control the phasing of the individual fixtures, you can do the size of the box, and you also have control over the fan, which is how the lights kind of tilt inward or outward when they're doing something. And I think that is something super dope, especially if you're someone that likes to do things that are over the dance floor or directly on the dance floor, and your setup might be wider like one of mine. You can actually fan the lights in so that when they come down, they go directly into the center, as opposed to maybe down right in front of you, which could possibly be on a table or something like that. It's just really cool. And then you have a fade and a lock universe of options options here, which is really cool. All of these things that I'm mentioning to you are all parameters that can be adjusted by this little wheel right here. But the fade is really cool, and that's something that I think is like a pet peeve of mine. I see a lot of DJs controlling their lighting, and it like snaps from like one thing to the next thing, and it's like very jerky. The fade button allows you to essentially make everything very smooth, and when things look smooth to me, I think they look more polished, and I'm a big fan of having things like fade into one another quickly. You've got beam effects, which allow you to do additional things with your the output of your light in terms of, are they going to be doing waves, or are they running in unison? Are they running in different phases? How wide and how intense is it going to be? And of course, a fade. You've got different color positions that allow you access to some of the colors that can be found in your gobo wheels. Now, in some of the fixtures that I'm using, they're CMYK capable. So like I actually can go in to the live edit feature and adjust the specific parameters within the live edit feature. Also things like prism and prism roll and additional like really granular focus services and whatnot in terms of DMX, that can be all adjusted in the live edit feature, which is a whole nother thing. And you can actually save 40 of these live edit adjustments as additional overlays, or like kind of like things that can run on top of existing presets, which is really, really cool. So like you can have a show with an existing preset of everything being on the dance floor. You can then overlay a live edit button that has a prism effect with a moving prism, and it'll actually shift that existing preset to what the overlay is. And it's just really, really cool. The last thing I wanted to show on you here on this side is the position, which allows you to kind of select the floor, the center point, the ceiling, or the ceiling point. And you can actually define additional parameters on here as well. By just clicking this button, you have an additional 5. You can do like cake, maybe the entranceway, and you can actually define these points right here for your shows, which is really cool. So like if you're going to use the same shows at a different venue, you can go in, you can adjust your points, and all of your shows will then look custom for the new location that you're at based on what you've already pre-programmed. I think that's super, super dope and very, very useful in the private event space when you're always going to new venues all of the time. The live editor allows you to do some different stuff. The other cool thing about this unit itself is on this side, you have some additional control, which are essentially like predefined live edits that are shortcuts right here. So you have a tap BPM if you're someone that you want your lighting to be used, you know, in unison. You've got an ADJ button right here, or Wolfmix button, that allows you to control actual like sparkle style lighting effect. And you can actually define, do you want it to be something that you just hold down, or do you want to actually adjust it so it's not like a release, it's timed by a certain amount of time. Every time you touch the button, it'll run and then release. Some really, really cool stuff. Does it fade? Does it go immediately back? You have a lot of control. You have a strobe effect where it actually just strobes exactly what you have going on. You have a blinder effect, which opens up the light and does all white. I think it's super cool and super useful, especially if you're going to hit like a big crescendo or big buildup on a song. Boom, you crush that blinder button, and man, it's super powerful. In addition to that, you can adjust the speed, and you can adjust the parameters of the speed, how it's going to be released. Do you want to slow your lights down? Do you want to speed them up? You can do all of that on your predefined shows, your presets right here. You have a blackout button, which is super, super helpful if you are running your lights and let's just say the lights come on, you want to turn your lights off, or you want to create a big build-up moment where everything kind of goes dark, the music dips down, boom, hit blackout, and then hit it again or release it however you set it up, and the lights come back on and have it keep going. You also have this quick little button for smoke, which allows you to engage your smoke machine, your haze machine, or maybe even a low flow cloud machine if you had that running here. Again, you've got some presets. You've got a whole lot going on here. This unit allows you to do everything. And again, I have a lot of videos that I think I have and I want to create here about this unit. I just wanted to share it with my channel because it's completely blew my mind. I know that this thing's been on the market now for over a year, and I can't believe I haven't gone on a limb and invested in it earlier. I can't believe it's taken me this long to do it, but all good things come to those who wait, and I'm just super happy. There's some other things that this unit is capable of doing. First and foremost, you're connected to the W tools, the Wolfmix tools, which can be controlled on an app installed or a program that's installed on your Mac or PC. You can adjust fixtures. You can create fixtures. You can import fixtures. You can update firmware. You can unlock some of the additional features of this piece of equipment, like the Easy View Visualizer, which is another add-on that you can use with this. So you can program your lighting without your lighting even being set up. You can actually create a stage. You can lay out your lights the way that they look when you set up at an event, and you can actually program your stuff before you even have anything set up on site at an event. I think that's super dope. In addition to that, you can unlock numerous universes of DMX fixture control and DMX signal output. It comes standard with one DMX output and one universe up to 512 DMX channels, but you can increase that to up to 4 of each, which is just insane. The easy view tools are super cool, and there's a ton of videos that I've been able to find already here on YouTube. And again, I know that I'm a little bit late to the game, but I'm sharing this video because I'm someone that has never, ever, ever invested in a piece of gear like this because I didn't think that they were worthy. And I'm making this video to tell you that I am mind blown on this piece of equipment, and I am going to be investing in not only another one of these, but I'm going to be making this a piece of my show that is a staple, and it's something that doesn't really leave my show. In terms of everything else, there's a 4.3-inch color touch screen right here, LED. There's a CPU in this thing with an ARM core. It's got 8 megabits of RAM, and it's got 16 megabits of flash memory. Super, super, super awesome. It allows you to input a 3.5 millimeter jack into this unit, and there's an internal omnidirectional mic built into this unit. From a control perspective, you have 4 DMX outs, and you can also link more than one of these together. You can also link these with another DMX capable slider system, another piece of control hardware that allows you even more control than these knobs right here. The investment point for this unit is somewhere around $700 US. There are some updates and upgrades that you might want to consider having, like the Easy View 3D visualizer. It's a $99 once paid upgrade once you have it. And if you need additional universes of DMX, you need to pay for those. They're about $100 each. I'm going to put some links to this controller in the description underneath this video if you are someone in the hunt for really, really intuitive and robust lighting control that is dependent on 0 computers. This is a modern lighting console that I think you should consider. And I don't care if you're new to the business or you've been doing this for a long time and have really, really elaborate lighting shows. I think that this piece of gear is a gem, and one that I can co-sign and stand behind all day thus far. I'm going to do a number of different videos on this channel about this, so stay tuned looking for that. If you have questions about this piece of gear, please throw it in the comments underneath this video. I don't know everything about it, and I've had to kind of rework the way I think in terms of DMX programming to make this work, but man, I am blown away. Once you kind of figure it out, it's just super easy to use. And I'm like, I think I was making it harder than it even needed to be, considering how I've had to work within different software platforms and programming in the past. This thing's a gem. So if you have any questions about this controller, how I'm using it, what it can do, anything at all, throw it in the comments underneath this video. I'll do my best to answer it or get you pointed in a direction that it can be answered. And again, I'm just blown away by it. This controller is just insane. And again, I'm going to do a number of videos about it here on the channel in the days, weeks, and months ahead. So if you are interested in it, you can check the link in the description underneath this video, or you can just stay tuned and check out some of the videos that I will be releasing here in the days, weeks, and months ahead. And I just appreciate you sticking with me to the end of this video. More to come on this insane lighting controller. Thanks for watching.